Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Sourdough, and welcome back to another pregame analysis. Now, bear with me if my voice sounds a bit different. I'm a bit sick, so bear with me for this video. Before I get into it, make sure to follow me on Twitter at Stone Cold Kittle. I post a lot of Niners content, a lot of other sports content. You can talk to me on there if you want to ask more questions. If you also want to ask questions during the stream, make sure to leave them in the chat or in the comments below. Anyways, let's just get right into it. Also, sorry for this. This is a bit of a later pregame stream. This might be a bit more rushed since the game's in 15 minutes. And I think these usually take me about 7 to 15 minutes. So we'll see how this goes. But I should have done it a bit earlier, so my fault for that. Anyways, let's just get right into it. Week 15, we play Atlanta. Obviously, our team is really depleted. I'll get more into that a bit later. But I think this is going to be a close game considering our secondary is pretty depleted. I'll get into the score at the end of the video as usual. But if we win, or the Rams lose, or the Vikings and the Packers lose, I believe the Packers are up right now. Let me just check. And the Vikings play – Packers win that game. So, okay, so let's just leave that out. So, a win or a Rams loss, and we're in the playoffs. Don't clinch the division yet. I think that's going to come down to Week 17 unless somehow Arizona beats Seattle and we win this week and next week. But we can clinch a playoff berth today, so that would be huge for us. So, so let's just get into the keys of the game right now. So for our offense, I think we just got to keep doing the same thing. I said that last week, and we put up 48 against the Saints. I mean, what more you want for that? That's an amazing offensive performance. If we keep that up, we're for sure gonna win. We're for sure gonna have a deep playoff run. I don't think I need to say more. Just keep it up. And then for defense, obviously last week was a bit of a struggle against New Orleans, but hopefully we can get back today, back into the normal, how our defense normally plays. And I think we just got to pressure them. I know they don't have really that good of an O-line. They have a pretty depleted O-line too. So if we pressure them, that's going to be good. We also got to make them run the ball. I don't want them throwing. They have a decent receiving core with Ridley and Julio. I do not want them throwing the ball into a depleted secondary when they have a pretty decent receiving core. So making them run the ball. We know that Devontae Freeman's been a bit struggling. I think he's back. Yeah, I don't really know. Or Brian Hill, I know, is the other guy. He's not done well at all. But they're just put in general, their running back core is not that good. So if we can make them run, that would be huge today. Key players. Let's start on offense. Jimmy G, obviously, I mean, he's been doing a phenomenal job for us. People are now kind of putting him into that borderline elite category, like giving him the recognition he deserves. I know he gets blamed for a lot of our losses, but it's not true whatsoever. So yeah, hopefully he can keep up his phenomenal performances. Another key player is Raheem Mostert. He's been going off these past 2 weeks. Hopefully he can keep it up today. Honestly, the offense, there's not really like a key player that we need to focus on too much. But defense, there are a few. Let's start with the two cornerbacks, Emmanuel Mosley, Keller Witherspoon. Need to step it up today because no Richard Sherman. We're going to need someone to lead that defense. The other leader you could say on defense, Jaquiski Tartt's also out. So Marcel Harris is starting for him. He had a horrible week last week against New Orleans. He couldn't cover Jared Cook whatsoever. They do have the number one tight end in football, Austin Hooper. Like fantasy-wise. Obviously, Kittle's the best tight end in football. But he's been having a phenomenal year. Make sure that we need Marcel Harris to cover well. Other key player, Contavious Street, getting his first NFL stats today. He's going to have to step it up since DJ Jones is out for the year with that. I think it was an ankle injury. Yeah. All right, let's move on to the Falcons. What do they have to do to win the game? Well, on offense, as I said, the Niners' secondary is depleted, so I think passing the ball is going to be the best option. We know what Matt Ryan's capable of doing. We know what Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley are capable of doing. I think if they pass the ball, they could destroy us on the passing game today, and that would be huge for them. On defense, I think you just got to keep applying pressure. I know Mostert's been having a phenomenal few weeks. If they're going to pressure them, then that's going to keep it up. If they pressure us, then we're gonna have to pass. I know our passing game has gone a lot better since Seattle game. Bourne, Sanders have been catching passes here and there. Debo has really stepped it up. And I think Pettis is going to get a few snaps today, hopefully, along with maybe Richie James. Yeah. Okay. Never. I don't know. I feel like they signed Jordan Matthews. All right. That could have just been me. I'm trying to think. I feel like someone might have gone down at the receiver position, but I don't think so. All right. Anyways, yeah. So if they pressure us, we're going to have to pass. I know Sanders had that drop last week too. I know like the Niners receivers are usually pretty good, but sometimes they're going to drop a pass here and there, leads to a pick. Jimmy always has one bad pass game, but that's never a big deal usually nowadays. But yeah, applying pressure is going to be the best option for them. Let's get into their key players. So on offense, I have three. Julio Jones. I think you could just say their entire receiving core actually. Since our secondary is depleted, they're going to have to be used a lot today. Same with Austin Hooper. I didn't put him down initially, but I kind of realized he will be a key player since Marcel Harris really struggled against the tight ends last week. I think we allowed 3 touchdowns to tight ends last week, so they're going to really have to. He's going to really have to step it up. For us, Harris is going to have to step it up. Hooper's not an easy task. He's having a phenomenal year. Fantasy wise, he is the number 1 tight end, which means he is a pass catcher. He's going to score the touchdowns. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I can say any more about that. Matt Ryan is obviously their quarterback. He's going to have a huge game today if they want to utilize passing. He has to have a huge game. Make sure not throw it into deep coverage, not throw any bad passes. So he's got to have a big game today. Another key player, it's not really a player, but offensive line. And I'll put defensive line too. Offensive line, defensive line. The defensive line is my defensive player or players. If the Niners D line has been phenomenal, and if the Niners want to apply pressure, then the O line's gonna have to stop it. And I said that the D line of Atlanta should apply pressure too for against us, and they're gonna have to really step it up today. So score prediction. If it weren't for our secondary, I think it would be a lot bigger of a margin. I think the spread right now is 49ers by 10.5. Right now, I have the score at 31-24 us. I think we will win today. I think we will clinch that playoff spot for the first time since 2013 when we clinched it against Atlanta. So that's always fun. Deja vu. So hopefully that happens today. Thank you all for watching. I know this is pretty short. Game starts in 5 minutes, so let's head down there right now. Go Niners.